Thanks to all the cooks who I banged with on the line. You guys are true soldiers who push my confidence over the top. Mario and Feliciano, you should be James Beard winners. Thanks for getting me ready for Vegas. The food industry wouldn't be anything without guys like you. Keep cooking hard. Super Agent Mike Salters of the Culinary Cooperative at Regal Literary made this book a reality. You pursued having my story told with integrity and passion. Thanks, Mike, for the hard work and the endless emails about this project. Ian Spiegelman is the man who helped me shape the book and tell my story in a raw, compelling way that I hope inspire many people to make their dreams become realities. Thank you, Henry, Lisa, Harriet Bell, and Dee Dee DeBartolo, and the whole crew at William Morrow HarperCollins. You all really put love behind the story and me. Stacy, my beautiful wife, you stayed down with me through it all. Thanks for believing in my dream and letting me pursue it hard. I love you and our children unconditionally. Mom and Dad, thank you both for never giving up on me. I know in my heart that you did your best. To all my sisters, thanks for your love and support through it all. Chapter 1, 6 courses in 60 minutes. By the time I showed up in Vegas, I've been looking for work for more than a month. I had busted my ass in the 5 years since my prison release, rising from dishwasher at a small restaurant to sous chef at one of the most prestigious kitchens in L.A. I was on track toward running my own restaurant when a political kitchen battle suddenly left me begging for someone to give me a chance to start over. I hadn't been jobless this long since I left prison, and my prospects of landing a position hadn't been so bleak since then either. Every potential employer I met with seemed only interested in the fact that I was a convicted felon. They didn't care that I had proven myself in some of LA's best kitchens or that I really could cook. They definitely didn't care that I had a wife and 2 young children to support, and that I spent the last of our savings on a one-way ticket to the desert hoping to restart my career. A week into my search, every hotel on the Strip had turned me down. When I visited these properties, most of the people I interviewed with liked me. My cooking resume was impeccable, 5 stars across the board. But their enthusiasm had a way of drying up as soon as I told them I had spent time in federal prison for drug trafficking. On the outside, I was what was acceptable for a black man in corporate America. Clean shaven, earring hole covered up. I even toned down my walk so that I wouldn't swagger and come off as ghetto during interviews. I've got a pretty good stroll. Still, it always came down to me being a felon. Everywhere I went, they gave me this smoke and mirrors bullshit telling me, "We'll call you when we're ready, sir." At the Paris Hotel, they were introducing me to my staff before I told them about my criminal record. Then they told me to take a walk. With potential employers, I always explained my past. I was young, I made some mistakes, and I spent years regretting those mistakes. My criminal past was so far behind me that I regularly lectured school kids about how crack had been destroying our community since back when I was just a school kid myself. None of these execs were having it. Like I was the first ex-con who ever looked for work on the Strip. By the time I showed up at Caesar's Palace, I was desperate. Caesar's was a place I knew well because I used to roll there when I was a dealer. Back in the day, no one knew how to cater to high rollers like Caesar's. Me and my boys used to come up from California for all the prize fights with Louis Vuitton bags full of cash. We gambled 30 G's a whop, and Caesar's management, they loved our asses. We flew in and a limousine driver was holding up a sign at the airport for the Henderson Group. But back in the day was 14 years back already, and I didn't have any Louis Vuitton bags, and I sure didn't have one full of cash. The night before my Caesar's interview, I snooped all over the hotel to put my game plan together. If I saw some cooks walk into the casino, I would roll up on them. "Hey, how you doing?" I say. "My name is Jeff Henderson. Can I talk to you for a second?"